collective streams. Isn't this fun?
Yeah, so my thing will not show up on my camera's not gonna show up on TikTok, but
Okay.
that's just the way it is because it's being used by OBS. But
Fair enough.
Make sure this mic is working. Looks like it. Hopefully I'm not too loud. If I am, somebody tell me. All right.
We live.
Again, what is up, collective streams? TikTok, YouTube. Back for part 2 of this workshop. I'm going to try to do this kind of quick, same, so you can follow along if you're not here now and want to show up later or just look at these later. If you have any questions, comments, pop in, let us know. If you have questions, comments afterwards, you can comment on this video, or you could just go to our Discord and I'll see if I can post that here somewhere. But yeah, we're gonna get back started working on the same car that we had last week, working on the next gen Camaro. Last week, just to recap really quick, we worked through Illustrator and we created this design here. I went ahead and put it to the other side as well. See if it'll actually show up here. Yes, we did kind of half of it. I didn't really finish it like I should have, but we'll get to that later. Won't we? We will. Go ahead and pull up your iRacing stuff that you have. If you don't know how to use hotkeys to transfer your work from Photoshop over to iRacing, I do have a video on that. I believe it's inside the same playlist. Little tip, trick, I don't know what you want to call it. I didn't mention last time, you can go to Paint Booth and iRacing and use this look here to see your car and everything like that. Personally, I think it's too small. So what you can do, and you can do this for cars that you don't own as well that you're painting, you can go to My Content. If you don't own the car, just go to Visit Shop, click on the car, and you can hit Car Model, and it will pop up here. But I actually own this car. That's not what I'm looking for. So we'll go to My Content, we're gonna type in Next Gen. Yeah, we're working on the cup car today, so pull up Car Model up here at the top and it will give you a lot bigger view so you can really get into the details and see what's going on. This is my old personal scheme that I used to drive. Not bad. I don't hate this one. Wouldn't mind revisiting, but for now, oops. Go ahead and get my hotkey back set up here for this Camaro. That way when I hit my Shift F2, which is the hotkey I have set up, it will automatically update over here on the iRacing side. This is the car that we have so far. It looks like a American Airlines Delta. If you're joining us for the first time, this is Hunter Folly over here to my bottom, maybe? Depending on what's standard showing on.
Phrasing.
He's on my bottom. I'll double down.
Oh, there, baby.
I think for the first like 5 minutes of this, though, we're going to go ahead and just put everything from this side over to the other side. So we do have a complete car. So if you followed along from last week, you have something that kind of looks like this, or maybe you have another design that you're working on that's whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. But I'm going to go ahead and complete this design. If you want to do the same one, you can follow along from workshop part 1. We're just going to jump back over here to Illustrator. And I'm actually going to make a few edits to this design that we're at right now because I think it's a little too low for my taste.
11 Racing with some likes on the TikTok. Thank you very much. Terry, wonderful to have you in here. Said your camera ain't up. That's because he's using OBS to dual stream on YouTube. And so it's only going to be on YouTube and not here.
Yeah, YouTube gets pretty
so on the positive side, anybody on TikTok doesn't have to look at John's stupid face. So
There you go.
Good trade.
Always thinking about the positives here. Actually, pull this all over here, and then we're just going to pick it up. And I'll show you a little trick if you do have to kind of redo some of your design that you don't like the way it looks. But let's just see if this is high enough first. Yeah, that looks a lot better already. So really, we just got to make sure that this little part here extends to the back. This is all looks pretty good here at the bottom, and make sure this comes across here. So what you can do, we talked about some of our tools last week. We're going to use this direct selection tool. You can use A as a hotkey, highlight just the points that you want, and you can work individually at the same time. If I were to use this other tool, the selection tool itself, which is the hotkey B, you cannot select individual corners, so it'll move the whole piece. We don't want that. We just want to move one little corner at a time. I'm actually going to move both of these shapes at the same time just to speed it up, and just make sure I get all these points down to cover everything up. And I think I said it last week, this little triangle here is pretty insignificant when you're painting. I believe that's actually the underside of the car, somewhere like up under here somewhere, and it gets covered up. But these later on will be kind of useful if you want to do certain things. So one problem you're going to run into when you're using that direct selection tool is if you're trying to, like, let's say move this here, when we're going to move it down this way, it's going to look pretty stupid. So we're actually going to move these about one at a time. So while this is selected, just this white one, I'm going to hit this little curvature pen tool and just grab it, and it's going to maintain a good curve for me. I'm going to move this one at the same time here. And do the same thing with our shadow that we made. Just kind of make it connect to that point there. Make that go there. Honestly, that one can be deleted. And I'm just going to smooth out this curve so it looks pretty natural. Some little natural some natural shading there. Remember, if we want to pan across the screen like this, I'm holding my spacebar and then clicking and dragging. If I want to zoom in, I'm holding Alt and using my scroll wheel. We don't need this point, so I can select this one point by itself and hit delete. Sometimes the curvature tool likes to add unnecessary things.
The funny thing is that I'm sitting here like I know what I'm talking about because I get to be here talking to all of you wonderful people. I don't know anything. I'm just here. I'm learning just as much as everyone else is.
Here for the vibes.
Good vibes, good music.
Yeah, I should probably turn that up just a touch.
Good beverages.
I realized I had my music way too loud when I was testing some things out earlier. And also, YouTube is kind of weird about the music you play. We've gotten a little nasty gram from them before, so TikTok, just having a good time.
What is the rules there?
I had to look it up before because we kind of got in trouble. We didn't get in trouble. They just sent us a nasty little letter saying they were going to sue us and take all of our money if we didn't do something different. And in reality, we had the rights to the music the whole time. So, but it's supposed to be like, depending on how many people you're planning on broadcasting it to, and if it's considered a commercial broadcast or a non-commercial broadcast. There's actually like a list of like criteria where you can and can't use music, or the kind of license you have to get.
I was gonna suggest that Jid dropped a new album today, and we could listen to that, but
maybe here in a few. But I just changed. I just moved all these so it gets to the edge here. I don't really like how thick this shading is right here. So I'm gonna select these two, and the same thing we did last week. Take this shape builder tool. You hit Shift plus M to select it. I'm gonna hold Alt and then just clear out that top part right there. And hit my Control Save, which is the hotkeys I have. And if you have this Smart vector template here. That's all you have to do. Hit Control Save, and it'll automatically update to your Photoshop side. And then mine is set up for Shift F2. And again, we have a video on our YouTube to show you how to set that up so it reflects over here on your iRacing side. Just making sure that I actually have all the screens pulled up that are supposed to be pulled up. Boom. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Before that red was way too low. So what I'm going to do now is delete the stuff I put over here earlier. Really just edit this whole side. Grab everything by highlighting everything, make sure everything's unlocked over here. Then I'm gonna hit Alt, select, and drag. I'm holding my spacebar at the same time so it goes up to the same place. Now most of these iRacing cars are different from the left side to the right side. There's like really tiny differences. So when I do object, transform, reflect, and then do a horizontal reflection here, it's gonna be slightly off. So you might have to make a few adjustments, which this looks kind of good. The next gen car is pretty similar. I know when you get to the Toyota Camry, it's a lot different, but the ARCA cars are wild. But especially the old Gen 4 cars. I mean, that's like painting two different cars from left to right.
Ultimate Outdoors on YouTube. I can barely hear you. Are you referring to the long-haired guy with the mustache or the short-haired guy with the whiteboard behind him?
It's probably me because this is my new mic. What about now? Check. Make sure my mic's turned up here as well a little bit. Thanks for letting me know though, because I don't know, and that would be a terrible thing to get to the end and be like, oops, can't hear nothing. So anyways, we just reflected that to the other side, so now we got same design on both sides here. You can use little markers to make sure it's kind of the same. Like for me, I'm going to say that this gray line is kind of halfway on this wheel, which is kind of about halfway on this wheel. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's going to be measuring it. As long as it's pretty close. Because when you do this back side, since we're going to make it run across the back, it needs to be pretty close.
Your OBS screen's up on TikTok.
On your side? Oh, yeah. Thank you. So let's slide this right there. All right, I'm going to take this. We're going to drag it to the other side. Same thing, just kind of reflecting everything to the other side. And if I sound tired, I am tired. I've had a long 2 days. I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah, if he's not going to talk about it, then I'll talk about it. I'm pretty sure you're on hour 44 of being awake.
I'm pretty close. I woke up at 9 o'clock yesterday.
9 a.m. yesterday.
So whatever that is. So we're close.
36
30,
hours.
yeah, 36.
The Hat Man approacheth.
Oh, he's coming. I'm going to be in bed in the next hour, though, so.
What was it you said? You said, misunderstood, nice guy.
Yeah. Nice guy, just very misunderstood. He won't hurt you.
He just wears a funny hat.
Yeah, I've done some long stints before. Working in my field also mixed with a little bit of chronic insomnia.
Oh, look, we have a stream mascot. It's Tilly.
What did you call her?
Tilly.
Oh, you said it's Tilly. Okay.
Tilly, look.
All right, got to do the same thing right here for the bumper. It's Tilly.
It's Tilly.
I should show you how to do this. When I do like bumpers and stuff like that that are kind of going to be across the whole thing, in order for these to be the same on both sides, I just do 1/2. You can turn on your wireframe to kind of see where the halfway mark is at, and then I take it, I'm doing Alt and dragging, object, transform, reflect, vertical reflection, because we're going this way, and then just line it up right beside it. And then I'm going to take both of them together, use my shape builder, and put them together so it's one shape. See how that turned out. I'm not going to go like super in depth on the front part of this design just because, I mean, you get the gist and you can do whatever you want with it afterwards. So we'll kind of keep it simple from everything else out. But we do need to straighten up some of this stuff right here that's going on. So where we had these things here. I'm just using my arrow keys to move that up a little bit. It's got to go up a lot of bit.
Other news, is this the only good song that 30 Seconds to Mars ever made?
No. We've had this talk. This is not it. They got more. What's it called? Kings and Queens. And there's one more.
And there's one more. So they made 3 good songs. Before Jared Leto basically became a cult leader. And the Joker. Which I didn't think he was as bad of a Joker as a lot of people did.
Sorry, I just had a thought. I was thinking about something there. My bad. Just kind of sleep deprived. Pretty sure this song is in 6/4. Never knew that until like right now. Get your metronome out, kids.
Is it 6/4 or is it 4/4?
It's not 4/4. 100% not 4/4. Oh, you know what it is? It's because I didn't reflect this the same way I did the other side. At least I don't think I did. So we're going to have to just kind of shimmy this around here. Might even be 3/4. It's not 4/4 though. If anybody's got any musical knowledge out there, let me know.
I think you could play it either way.
I gotta look up the sheet music now. Now I'm invested. Oh, I said 6/4. I meant 6/8. Because it's the triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's in 6/8. Mystery solved. And now my anxiety can rest tonight. Sorry. So, anyways, if you're still following along, we still got to just fix this up a little bit. And if you are on TikTok right now and watching along here, this is going to be on YouTube. I accidentally just closed out all this stuff. This is going to be on YouTube later on, so you can follow along later if you are watching on YouTube right now. You can skip forward if you've already done this. If you're going to just scrap this from your design totally, it's all you, dog. Have fun with it. I just want to make sure that these parts are good and we won't worry about the rest. Just for the sake of this video. This is really what a lot of design work is. It's just a lot of going back and forth. You can use your wireframe to help. I just got to a point where I kind of just eyeball it a little bit and then line it up really closely. And on real designs that people pay for, I take a lot of time with it. And I would do a lot of different methods to help line it up. But for now, you just kind of eyeball this.
In other news, just because we were still on that topic a few seconds ago, I'm on a guitar forum from 2004 to 2006 talking about that song, where the question was, me and my bassist are having an argument about the song The Kill by 30 Seconds to Mars, and I'm trying to explain to him that it's in 3/4 time, but he will not accept this. And then some of the comments include, he can't accept it because bassists can't keep time. Shut up, noob. That's clearly 6942 using Time Warp V 2.1.11. I've also got it's 3/4. I can actually feel you could make an argument that it's 6/8. It's essentially the same thing.
It's not.
But parts of the song I heard had more of a 6/8 feel. I don't know how to explain that, but it's what I felt. But for all intents and purposes, 3/4. And someone said, come to think of it, I kind of feel 4/4, but I think that's just me being high.
It's definitely not 4/4. 6/8 and 3/4 not the same. Mathematically, they are the same. In music, there's a built-in like extra beat pretty much. And I don't know what I'm talking about either. I was a music major for one semester in college, my freshman year, because I had no idea what I wanted to do, and I played on a band in campus.
What was the word you told me? Like that one Sleep Token song where it's like, it seems like it's off beat if you listen to it, but it is on beat. It's just like kind of syncopated.
That's the word.
One beat behind.
That's the word. It's called syncopation.
Gabriel Alexander on TikTok wants to know, do you know how to make metallic paint? Gabriel, we know how to make metallic paint so good.
You're going to do so good. Yeah, I actually was working on another car earlier that put a lot of metallic paint on. For this backside, I'm just going to add a white little box here and just kind of line it up just so the car looks more full when we do put logos on it. I'm not going to add this blue box just for the sake of time because somebody wants to see me sit here and just go back and forth. But I will line these up. So I just made a box here. Thank you for that follow. I'm just going to take
Mason
these.
Schroeder Racing with the follow and the likes on TikTok. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm just going to take the edges of this box and kind of slide it down until I find something that I like. Again, this whole design process, if you want your stuff to look right, if you're trying to go out there and start your own business, sell some paints, I mean, it takes a lot of attention to detail. And if you're doing this right now and you're like, man, I hate this, I encourage you not to do this as a job because it only gets worse. There is enjoyable aspects of it, but it can be very frustrating sometimes.
Again, if anybody does have any questions about anything, obviously this is going to be on TikTok and YouTube, so you can ask questions in the comments later. But if you have questions now, feel free to throw them in the comments. I'm sitting here looking at him. I know he's busy doing stuff, but if anybody has any questions, feel free to fire them off, and I'll look at them, and we'll do our best.
All right, we're going to leave this design just like it is now. I'm not going to do anything else with it. If this was a car that I was going to drive personally, I would probably wrap this shade all the way around, wrap this blue around, probably throw some red in here at the bottom coming out around. Definitely got to work some red and blue, kind of the similar design up here at the top. This is all right. Probably do something up here at the front too with the red and blue look, but for now, we're just gonna leave that there. Some key points when you are making a design that you want to watch out for is watch out for designs that you have a lot of stuff going on right here on this panel. When you do that, it kind of takes up from your sponsorship stuff, and there's ways to work around that with some strokes and stuff around the sponsor, but keep in mind you are trying to put a sponsor around this area. Same thing goes for this little spot here. This is a big sponsorship spot now on this little C pillar. Your contigs, some people don't like crazy graphics behind their contigs. It's whatever. My personal thing is I don't like a lot of stuff going through the Goodyear part unless I'm fixing it or doing something. But other than that, yeah, just kind of know where your number's going to be and everything. But let's jump over to the Photoshop side. First, before I do that, I have got to put this over to Photoshop. So before, like I said, if you have the Smart Vector, you can hit Control, Save, and it's automatically going to put it over here for you. Or you can do it this way, where you go to File, Export. This is in Illustrator. Export as, and we did this last week, but I'm just going to do the same thing. Make sure this is set to Photoshop. And export, and we just want to make sure that this right layers is on. Just wait as Illustrator takes its time. We'll open up that file that we just saved, which was this one here. And again, this is kind of a repeat from last week, but you got to make sure that you change this image size to 2048. The official iRacing paint size is a 2048 by 2048 square. If you have problems resizing that where it doesn't want to go to 2048, it's probably because you have a line hanging out of your box somewhere on your Illustrator side. So just make sure you get them cleaned up and inside the box. I'm going to take all these and select them using select, and we'll select the top, then shift all the way down to white. Right click, duplicate layers, and we're going to change this over to our paint that we're working on. And this is the old stuff, so we're getting rid of that. All right, I'm going to turn off my Illustrator little orange box here and just put the base on underneath. All right, so the main thing that I'm trying to get to for this session here, now that we're at this point now, is learning how to use logos, apply logos, change up logos, you know, to make your car stand out. And let's take a peek at the logo file that I have. I probably should have prepped this a little bit by picking a logo. Trying to find one that's going to be easy to kind of play with here. I don't want to use Red Bull. I feel like Red Bull's overused. Everybody uses Red Bull. I guess if everybody's using it, we'll use Red Bull here. If you're looking for a fantastic site to get logos from, you can go to...
It's a good thing that your browser history was in a good spot right there.
Was it bad? It's probably stupid stuff. Yeah, me looking up a physician, med school rankings, kill sheet music, looking up research stuff, and browser card syndrome. Good old search history.
In other news, explain syncopation to me again, because to the untrained ear, it just sounds like something's purposefully offbeat.
It's pretty much what it is. It's on beat, but it's off beat. You know, it's not hitting that every fourth or like a quarter note. It's not hitting every quarter note. It might be like a 16th behind that. This is what I'm looking for right here. If you're looking for good logos and trying to find like pretty much any logo you want, I am not sponsored by this company. I'm not sure it's a company or just like a free site. I don't know. World Vector logo. But you can go in here and type in anything. I mean, give me a logo, Hunter.
Aerotech.
They might not have Aerotech. That might be a little bit different. Is that it?
No, it's not, but that is an Aerotech. Northrop Grumman.
Okay, give me a popular logo.
Northrop Grumman's not popular?
I don't even know what that is. What is it?
It's a defense company. They make all of our missiles.
Oh, okay. Give me a popular brand.
American Airlines.
All right, so we're typing American Airlines. It's going to come up with a bunch of different logos for this. And before I even get into this, I know what all you guys are looking for. So I'll just show you that it does have all of these logos here. I know what you guys run on iRacing. Doesn't have Stacker, actually.
It has starter, though? Buddy, let's go to Walmart. Let's get some track shorts.
Look at this Remington logo. That is pretty sick. What other logos does people usually run in iRacing?
Mossy Oak.
Oh yeah, I see that one a lot. I see this one a lot. So yeah, it has literally, for popular brands, not even popular, it just has a lot of logos. And the big thing about this is why I'm like kind of shouting them out so much, is because they're all vector, so they're all gonna be SVG files. So when you download it, you're gonna have good quality logos that don't have that little fuzzy line. So if you see some cars, sometimes they'll have these like fuzzy lines around the logos because they're using probably like a JPEG file or a PNG file that's like super small. Rule of thumb, you want probably something like 1,000 by 1,000 pixels or bigger when you're working on cars for logos, or an SVG file. I prefer SVG.
Chris in the comments on TikTok saying Friday paints looks like the Papyrus car from back in the day. Chris, give us a brand name.
Whenever you do go to download these, though, I gotta just hit download SVG, and it should automatically download for you. Oh my gosh, I know a lot of people like this logo too.
Dizza on TikTok, what website is this? That is worldvectorlogo.com.
It is amazing, and it's all SVG files. And as a designer, that is gold. Somebody sends me an SVG file, that's it. That's all I need. I mean, they have variations of everything. So, anyways, if you decide that or if you find that your logo up here is not that you want or something like that, give me another brand. I'm like running out of ideas here. Let's say, all right, I'm just looking at things around me right now.
Yokohama.
Let's type in Goodies Headache Powder logo image. I'm gonna do this on Google Images, and then what you want to do, if you're doing this through Google Images, you might be able to find some good stuff. Go to Tools and make sure size is put to large, and then if you also want to, you can go to Color and set to transparent, and you might get something that's going to narrow it down a lot. I usually don't do the transparent, so I'm gonna show you a way to get around that if you just want to pull like a Goodies logo out of here. So I'll go ahead and download this. This is, 2,000 by 2,000 pixels here. That's pretty good size. We can use that. So we'll save this. TextGen Camaro. And this is actually saving as a WebP file, which kind of, it's not my favorite, but it'd be fine for what we're doing. All right, so I'm gonna have that Red Bull there. We're gonna open up this American Airlines, and when you open an SVG, it tries to rasterize it. That's fine. Just hit OK. Doesn't matter what it says, unless it says like we're going to give your computer a virus, which I've never had that problem. Then I would suggest not hitting that button. And then we're going to open up this.
If you ever get the pop-up saying there's hot Russian singles in your area, no, there's not.
There's probably not. That logo is actually pretty messy there, but it's okay. we can do some stuff. Maybe. I don't know. That is a very messy logo. I
Why
mean,
do I feel like Goody's powder, since it's been around since like the 1920s, is one of those things that had the extract from certain leaves of a certain plant, and they were like, "Yeah, it cures headaches, and you also don't go to sleep anymore."
yeah. A lot of aspirin, a lot of caffeine, just mixed into one, and causes bad stomach ulcers and peptic ulcers, and send you to the hospital. It hasn't happened to me yet, but it could one day. All right, let's get started on these logos. Sorry, I'm on a tangent here. So let's say we have this Red Bull logo up here. If all you want is this Red Bull logo, you're set. You can drag this all the way over to your piece here and drop it in. I'm gonna hit Control Z to get rid of that. Let's say that we want this Red Bull logo, but I want this Red Bull part here to be blue. So easy way to do that, you have this tool here called a magic wand. If you do not see your magic wand, it might be under like this quick selection, could be object selection. You just hold down that click, go to magic wand, make sure your layer is selected, and I'm just going to click while holding shift on each of these letters. And then from here, there's two ways I can do this, but for the easiest way, there's a little paint bucket here. We're gonna hit the paint bucket, fill color, and we're gonna change this to a dark blue. And then you hit Control D, as in David, to get rid of those little marching ants around it. Now, personally, I don't like doing it that way, and this logo worked out pretty well for the most part. There's a little bit of these like weird spots here, but that's fine. The way I like to do logos when I do it, and this is kind of more in depth, but the reason I do this is because when I do my spec map, I can separate things, so I can have different types of spec maps on different parts of one logo. So we'll select this layer here, and I'm going to do the same thing where here's one method. We'll do the same thing. We're clicking all of this, and then I'm going to hit Control J, and that's going to actually put out a whole nother layer of just that Red Bull. So when we go back to this base Red Bull one, I'm gonna turn this top layer off for a second. When I go back to that main Red Bull, I can take my eraser and turn this up and just erase all of this Red Bull down here. And now I have a top layer of this logo and a bottom layer. So when I spec map it, I can say like I want this chrome down here, but I want these different, you know, and that's how you do that. And the other workaround to that, and once you get familiar with your tools, you'll see there's many workarounds. You can just select this layer one, hit Control J to make a copy, and then on this top layer, you just get rid of all this top stuff. Just whichever way you want to do it, doesn't matter. All right, let's say that we want to change all the red here, and we want all the red to be one color. Instead of clicking through each individual one, 1, 2, 3, I don't want to do that. All I'm gonna do is select one color that's red, and I'm gonna hit select, and then select similar, and it's gonna select all of that red for me. So with that, change this color, fill color, let's make it blue. And now we have all of it in a different color. All right, last thing I kind of want to show you about this logo stuff, because this is more about how to, yes, this is iRacing design, but it's also about Photoshop, how we can piece apart logos and take certain things that we don't want. For instance, let's say I hate that these are two bulls. I only want one bull so I can put on the corner of my car. Like for instance, I'll show you here. I did this for Terry Hughes' car actually. This is just going to be an example. If I can get back to the right file. For Terry Hughes, I wanted a bull that was kind of facing out from the tires. I can't remember which way I put it, to be honest with you. If it was forward facing or backwards facing. But it was a bull kind of coming out. It was backwards. Like that on both sides. And I'll show you how I actually pulled it from this logo. So let's go back to our bull. And I'll show you how to do that really quick. So we have this layer selected. I'm actually going to copy so we don't mess up the original layer and just hide that one. I hate that song. I'm going to erase all of this stuff that I don't want. And I only need one bool. It's the same bool, it's just reflected across. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it looks a little different, but it's okay. I'm going to just...
Grammar time over here in the TikTok comments says, man, please tell me Hunter is using his mustache's telekinesis powers to make this.
Yes. He's actually controlling everything.
No, twist this side up, does something. Twist this side up, does something.
All right, so I just erased everything around this one bool that I want to keep. But you're like, John, that looks pretty stupid. All that yellow around there. Yeah, I get it. So we're going to do the same thing. Magic wand tool here. Click the yellow. I'm going to hit select similar. And then just delete all of it. We got to move backwards a little bit and move forward. That's a, I believe that's a Willy Wonka quote. Something else I should probably mention for Photoshop is backwards from Illustrator. You remember in Illustrator we were holding shift to make it scale evenly. In Photoshop, if you hold shift, it makes it scale unevenly. So shout out to Adobe for that little Easter egg. Anyways.
Grammar says, all right, well, back to it. Shit. And Chris says, do it, lady.
What we're going to do here is we have this layer copy right here. If you can see, that's going to be our bool. I'm going to hit Alt and click on this and drag a layer right below it. This will be our outline. So I'm going to double click on this layer. I'm going to hit stroke. There is another way to do this. I'm just doing it this way.
Got a question on the TikTok. What was the website to find logos again?
It is worldvectorlogo.com. And it is incredible. It also has most downloaded. So I could have probably just used that. Oh, look, Red Bull, most downloaded. Shout out to iRacing. Because everybody has a Red Bull car.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Jackson Garcia.
Yeah, so we have our outline because we just made that copy there. I'm going to double click on that and then go to stroke here.
Nobody strokes it like this guy.
Hey. And see, this is not a vector logo, which is actually a really good point why this comes up. So it's not going to be like perfect around it. But we're going to try our best.
Jackson, thank you for the likes on TikTok.
I don't know why this is doing this right here. Yeah. Anyway, if it's a vector logo, you can just scale this up and it's going to make a perfect little outline the exact same, but this is not a vector logo, which is why you should go to that website I showed up there. So all I would do here, if I was using this, pretty sure I did use this. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? I just lost it. I'm just going to come in here and just kind of get rid of some of this stuff.
Again, if anybody has any questions, I think we got 5 people in the TikTok stream and 2 people in the YouTube stream. If anybody has any questions, feel free to throw those out. YouTube got Ultimate Outdoors. It's me, Trent. I can hear you better. That's good.
Thank you. Yeah, so again, I'm going to show you how it would look on a vector format. I'm just going to get rid of all of that and say double click on this, and we're going to add a stroke around this American airline. Looks a lot cleaner. You don't have those weird little cuts and stuff like that. I don't know if I ever explained what a vector actually is. When I talk about vector and pixel based, Photoshop's a pixel based service. So when I scroll into this really deep, you can see each little square pixel makes up one design. If we go over here to Illustrator, when I scroll in, I can scroll in for days until my computer pixels itself cannot help anymore. I don't even think they run off that same pixel based system anymore, but you see there's no boxes. This is vector based. This is why making logos and cars through Illustrator is superior to everything else.
Is there going to be a difference in what people see based on what kind of monitor they have? So if you have a 4K monitor versus 280p? 1080.
I don't think so. I mean, because the pixels should still be the same and stuff, but anyways, that's how you do like your stroke and stuff like that. That's what it should look like on a SVG. So we're going to take this where it says effect, click on that, drag to the little trash can, get rid of it. I'm actually going to get rid of this whole layer. All right, so let's get down to some real stuff here. Get rid of that. Oops. So I want to put this American Airlines across the side of the car. I also want to put this little logo here. We're going to do the same thing that I just talked about. So if you are following along, either right now or later on when you watch this video, make sure your layer is selected. I'm going to hit Control J to make 2 of them. I actually hit it like 3 times there, but and we'll just hide one. We'll say this is going to be our text and this is going to be our logo. And what you can also do here, that's not how you spell logo. You can select both of these and hit Control G, or also just hit this folder here, but that's going to put them in a group, which helps things stay separated. And if you really want to get crazy with it, you can right click on this eyeball and change the color, which helps. I can get into that in the next workshop, but it helps separate some things even further. But anyways, we're going to take this text. I'm going to get rid of this whole logo here. And then go to the hide the text, show the logo, and get rid of all the text. And now I've separated that logo out into different things. Hey, like 15. Like 15. My bad. All right, so now we got these two separated. Let's go add them to our paint. I'm gonna right click on that, duplicate, send it over to our main car that we're working on. Try to find it somewhere. You hit Control T to move your object around. Make sure you got the whole group selected when you do this. And I'm just going to rescale this down. Actually, I didn't have the whole group selected like I literally just said. Control T. And I want this to go kind of like this, I guess. And then I'm actually going to separate this text just a little bit further to where this is the American and this is Airlines. Gotta hide that American first so I can see what I'm doing. I probably just chopped off some of that Airlines, but it's okay. Hide the Airlines and get rid of this. I know it's kind of a long, drawn out process. This is kind of more drawn out because we're trying to go slow, so it's kind of like a learning thing, but it do be like that sometimes. All right, now I got this separated. I want this logo piece. Control T to, after you select that layer, to move it. I think it looked kind of cool, like here-ish. If I was really working on this car, I'd probably wrap this around the side of it. Or even something like that. I'm gonna select both of those, Control T, and make these both the same size, smaller. I don't know if this is gonna work. I was thinking something cool, but I don't think it's actually gonna work out. I think it's gonna be too big. Update. Now we can kind of see on the side of the car. And I mean, I don't love that, but it's okay for what we're doing here. We just took a logo and we just separated it and changed it to exactly what we want to do. Say we want to change these colors because you can't really see them. You just double click on it, go to color overlay, change it to whatever you want. We'll do a white for both of these. I think I just hit cancel. Okay. I want to make this airlines also the same color, so I'm just going to, well, let me do this first. I'm going to double click again, and we're going to add a stroke. Probably make it the same color as the background, you know. And I'm actually gonna make this go to the outside. It's 6. So now we got the American looking like we want to. We're gonna, on this effects little eyeball, or right where it says effects, I'm gonna hit Alt and drag effects down to airlines, and it should apply it to the same effect to that. We'll update it. And that's what we're looking like right now. And again, I don't love this design right now, but it's okay. I can get my point across. All right, last thing that I was going to show. I don't think this is actually going to be a good logo. I'll have to find another one. Is this Photoshop? Yes, it is Photoshop. Oh, and you're welcome, Jackson. Just saw that. I don't know. Sorry, I gotta check YouTube. Let's do. Yeah, I obviously had an exam today and I was looking up all the structures I needed to know. Tool size large. What's a red, white, and blue logo? Pepsi? Oops. All right, so let's take this large here. This would be good. We can do this right here. I'm just going to save this in our downloads because I probably never use it again. All right, so let's say that we wanted to take out just this one logo here. Like, I don't want any of this red or anything like that. First thing you have to do, where it says background here and it has a lock, if it has that, just hit that lock button because it's not going to let you do anything until you do that. It will let you do something, but it'll mess everything up. Get your magic wand tool out. I'm going to select this red because I don't want that red. One way we could do this is just select that and get rid of it. And then all of a sudden, and then hit Control D, you got your nice little logo here. Another way, let's say it's inside of all of this and I can't just simply, I want this cool orange part. I can't just delete it because now it looks like that. So what I would do for this is select each individual part here. Again, you can hit caps lock to get rid of that cursor to make it look different. I prefer this one instead, to be honest with you. I'm gonna select all the stuff I want and then just hit Control J. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but That gave me exactly what I wanted. And I can change the color of it here too.
Got some comments over here on TikTok. Is this Photoshop? Yes, it is. And how are you doing the live render?
Live onto iRacing, I have a video of it. I don't really know how far back it is, but it's pretty much just a hotkey that I have set up. I just hit a hotkey and it automatically saves over to the iRacing folder and automatically updates here. And it's pretty nice.
Check out the YouTube channel, napdaddyracing.com. There's a video over there.
All right, so a little problem that we have here too is you see this little red stuff here. So what I'm actually going to do, and this is getting a little bit more advanced, but I don't want that red there because it's going to show up on other designs. So I'm going to select all the white that I have, select similar, hit Control J. We can name this white. We'll do the same thing for red, Control J, red, and then we'll do the same thing. You gotta make sure you hit the base layer every time we do this. Select just the blue, Control J, and that's gonna be blue. The reason why I did this, now once I hide this main layer, oh, it messed up.
Got Sarah Savage on the TikTok comments. Weren't you supposed to quit Goodies Powder?
That's what the doc told me, but what do they know? I'm totally joking. Doctors know a lot. Alright, so now that I've separated this logo out into all three colors, I'm just going to double click on this white here, color overlay, and change that to white. Say I want to just make this red just a little bit different red. Well, if I want it to be blue, I can come off of this and there's a little eyedropper. I could pick that blue. But we could just do, I don't know. Let's make Domino's really weird for a second. I think Domino's already is weird. I'm not a big Domino's guy.
I think you disrespect Domino's. And we talked about this before.
It tastes like fake pizza to me. It tastes like DiGiorno's to me.
It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno's.
It's Domino's. Like very UCLA style Domino's here. It's kind of like one of the other things that you really got to know when you're splitting these logos up. So we just separated that. We changed all of our colors and stuff like that. You can leave it like that. What? We can leave that logo like that and transfer each individual little part into our design. You can also put it in a group like we showed earlier, or what you can do is say we just want this logo to be together, is select all three of these and hit Control and then E as in Echo or Edgar or Elijah, any other E name. And that's going to combine all your layers to one. And we're just renaming this Domino's. Transfer this over. I was going to change that back to red, but I just don't
Give me
care.
a tier list right now. Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Little Caesars.
I haven't had Papa John, or not Papa John's, Pizza Hut forever. So I don't know about that one.
Who's made her their return?
I think Papa John's the best out of those that you just listed.
I mean, the correct answer is whatever whale doo-doo pizza place you have around the corner is better than all of them. But
I love Little Caesars because of the price. You can't beat it.
still $6 hot and ready's.
We're just going to use this file right here. You know what? No, we're not. I think that's all I'm going to do for this car right now until next Friday. How long have we been going?
About an hour. A little over.
About an hour. That's like, we wanted to keep these to an hour. So that's about good.
Easily digestible.
Yeah, small packages and everything. And I'll put out some other videos in the meantime too. But this whole video, if you've been following along so far, is just all about like logos and using logos, how to separate logos, and different tips, tricks, and stuff that you can do to put logos on the car. You can get just kind of flex, I guess, a little bit on what you can and can't do with logos. File open. Let's look up our friends over at 8XI. That's not what I'm looking for at all, is it?
Again, if anybody does have any questions and you don't catch this live, please feel free, just leave a comment on the YouTube video. It's on NapDaddy Racing's YouTube channel. We look at it all the time. You can catch us there, or you can look up NapDaddy Racing's Discord, and we're in there as well. If you want to be a part of it, just ask to be a part of it, and we'll see it.
Yeah, this is a logo drawn up by Mr. Terry Hughes here over at 8XI, and then we took it and made it a flat logo. So this is I did all this through AI, or not AI, like not artificial intelligence, but Adobe Illustrator to make this logo into a vectorized format for them. And then, if you really want to get deep into it, I mean, this is just, you can be as good at Photoshop as you want to be.
Over here on TikTok saying what I do.
Oh, you did. You made a really good logo. I'm just kind of showing how far you can take a logo, because this whole hour has been about like logo, like separating them out. I'm trying to find the Photoshop file. Maybe it's that one. You can make it look kind of like that, and then get even further, add some background to it. I mean, that's just the same logo that Terry started with, and then we just, ooh, that's Domino's. That is not the 8XI logo.
Literally, Leo on TikTok, what you working on? We're working on logos, brother.
Yeah, so this is what he made. We just made it into a vector format, and then we beveled it and embossed it, and then put a little background to it, add some drop shadows, put some little lighting effects to it, and I mean, that's, you can do a lot of stuff with Photoshop. All this is created through Photoshop here. Like everything you see, nothing. Actually, this is the file right here about how I did it. You can see all the layers here, so it does get kind of in depth. But I think I had this talk with Hunter a few weeks ago about how it's like working on a car. I mean, anybody can change an oil, but it's about like you're paying the mechanic because the tools that he knows how to use and how to use them. And that's kind of how Photoshop is. It's just a tool set. You learn how to use your tool set in different ways to do different things. So anyways, that's going to do it for us for our little hour workshop session. I'm tired. We're like 37 hours of being awake. So 38 almost. I'm ready to go to bed. I think this is pretty good. I mean, I know it's kind of drawn out, but logos are the worst. I guess it takes a while to kind of figure out and play around with and move stuff, and then suddenly some logos look like trash when you put them on the car. So it's just a lot of playing around. But if you are following along, keep working on your car and make it whatever you want to make it. We'll be back next Friday doing the same thing. Next Friday, I think we're going to move into putting the number on the car. Maybe working with some text to put your nameplate on the top of the car. And then some minor things you have to watch out for, like how to make these rails the color you want them up here at the top, change this rail, changing these Goodyear logos only to different colors, this back one right here. And then I think we'll have maybe one more session after that where we'll talk about spec mapping and how to make this into like maybe a chrome here and a metallic here. And then also adding patterns to your car as well, and how to edit those patterns that you put in so it's not just one straight pattern. But yeah, that's going to do it. That is a lot of likes flying in. I just flipped over to this bad boy.
That was literally Leo throwing some likes. He also threw his link in there to look at his portfolio. I went to look at it. It's really cool.
Absolutely, we will. But yeah, if you're here, like what you see, give us a like, give us a follow. We'll be back.
Oh, you went to DePaul in Chicago. You might know one of my friends.
Hey, DePaul has a race car. I forgot whose car it was, but DePaul University had a NASCAR design. But we will be back. I will be back. I don't know if Hunter will be back tomorrow night on TikTok only, not on YouTube. For what is tomorrow night? Saturday for the Madness Racing League. It is a playoff race. It is at Richmond. I love Richmond. I don't love the Xfinity cars we're racing in, but trying to get some good old points in there. But that's going to start at 8:45 Eastern time tomorrow night. And then back on Tuesday night. And that's going to be for the ARCA series. So we'll do a 30-minute design. It's where we take a car, or usually an ARCA car, and we set the clock for 30 minutes and try to make a brand new design within 30 minutes. And doesn't always turn out great. I think this was last week's. Not my favorite. Could have been better. Let's see. This was
got to see the DePaul race car in person. Cool.
That is cool. This was the week before, 30-minute design. And then I think we had another one. Yeah. I believe this one took a little bit longer than 30 minutes, but that was a fun one. And all the ones that we make for on Tuesday nights for 30 minutes are free on TikTok too, if you ever want to drive them. So anyways, hope to see you guys then. Until then, like, follow, subscribe, share. I don't know. See ya.
All that stuff.